My friend had another great request. This one is for the Beatles and I Love Her. Make sure we're in tune. High G, C, E, and A. Wonderful. The intro starts off with our third finger or our second finger on the fourth fret for the E note. So C, C sharp, D, D sharp, E. I'm going to be talking in sharps today, no flats, really. Okay, so E, and then our pinky is going to be right above the fifth fret to go E, A. We're going to go a half step down right above that E note, E, G sharp, E, G sharp, E, G sharp, E, A, G sharp. It's going to have an E, A, G sharp. So just practice that. The next note's going to go down to an F sharp, but we don't want to use the finger that's going to feel right. We want to keep our first finger reserved for the first fret. So use that second finger, or what I would say is just make a new connection with the fretboard because we're going to be lining up that F sharp minor. If you don't know how to play the F sharp minor, it's our first finger on the first fret playing the C sharp because that's the C note. When we sharpen or give it a semitone, minor second, we're going to go up a half step and we're going to put our finger there. We're going to play bookends on the high G and then the E string, giving us those two notes plus that with the backwards triangle, which is awesome. Skip a fret and use our pinky to play the C sharp up here. Notice C sharp, C sharp. They're octaves. So when we do this note, we have E, A, G sharp, F sharp, and you can go back and go for that nice big note. Here's what it's going to sound like. Little intro. When it goes into the verse, we're going to have I give her all my love. What I like to do is I like to play just those three notes the first time and omit the high G. If you play it, it sounds funky. If you mute it with the tippy top of that first finger, you get really good at doing these one string mutes and just playing that. So you will know this as that is a minor. If you want to, you can bar up the whole thing, skip a fret, and then use that third finger to play that low, or not that low, that high note, and it's going to be the C sharp, right? So when we're going through here, the whole progression is going to sound and look like this. I give her all my love, that's all I do, and if you saw my love, A, first finger on that same C sharp that the F sharp minor is, which is because they're really relative. And then keep just the C sharp and the A on there with the open E and the open A. And then we're going to go and move that up to this. We're going to take our finger and play like we're playing that B minor 7. A B minor 7 is the chord you get when you're shooting for the D major that has that open A. By doing these finger exercises and bending your strings, you can figure out how to play that D major with that open A. When you play with everything down, you make a B minor 7. And when you put your finger down on the C string at the third fret, you get your B7, which is a super dominant chord. What you're doing is playing basically a B major, and you're removing this note and giving you that A note over top. So what we're doing is when we're moving up from the you'd love her too, and I, E major, hard chord for beginning chord, but if you got these chords down, try and do some flair to it. Take that first E, so it's a D major with that open A. When we scoot it up to the fourth fret and we have to close up that B, or close up that second fret for that B note, a good thing to do is like a little slide in, or maybe just do a hammer on for one of the notes, right? So it's going to give it this in context. And if you saw my love, you love her too, and I love her. Something along those lines. She gives me everything, and tenderly, my kiss, my love brings, she brings to me, and I love her. This E version chord, opposed to this one, doesn't use the bass chord right here. It uses the G sharp, the B, and just the E, and then leaves this E string open. This is actually just another way to play the E major standard. This one, believe it or not, also an alternative for the E major. So when we get through there, it goes to a bridge. It's going to utilize one of the chords we already know. So that's C sharp minor. So bar up the fourth fret and then play that sixth fret for the C sharp there. Or take your third finger, bar up those third, like you're playing the whole, what is that, B minor 7, C minor 7, C sharp minor 7. And don't play that top string there, but let your finger mute it. Still works if you want. Okay, and then here's the bridge. A love like ours. When it goes to ours, that beat's gonna fall onto a B major. Now work with me here. An A major, when we play it, has that C sharp and the A, aforementioned in this tune. If we were to switch our second finger with our first finger and then put our third finger on, we would have the same A major. Those are teeter-totters, a lesson that I like to go back and show. You can play chords multiple ways. You can do this over and over, get really good at going between the same chord. Why couldn't you take this and move it up and then bar, which gives you a B flat major, then a B major, C major, C sharp, so on and so forth. Just like when you take any chord and you move it up, you're also just going up in half steps, changing the tone from the nut all the way down here to the saddle. So what we're going to do on the bridge. So what we're going to do is we're going to take this in context so we're not too lost in the tune, wrap it up here, and in the next couple seconds, we're going to go through here and talk about the key change and how you can effectively play some leads over the top. We're going to try and keep it underneath 10 to 12 minutes. All right, C sharp minor for the bridge. A love like B major. Could never. Here's where we get our G sharp minor, and we're going to be playing like we're playing the B major here, right? So there's that B major. You can just put down your pinky and play that chord we're aforementioning, the G sharp minor. So what we're looking at here is if you can play a B major like this, or even like this, you can put down your pinky and make a backwards triangle, which looks exactly like the triangle from your F sharp minor. G minor, G sharp minor. Turn it around, G sharp minor. It looks exactly like the B with the pinky down. So, a love like ours could never die. As long as I have you. F sharp minor, B7. Lay down the second fret, throw your second finger on the third fret on the C. Da 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 da. Verse. Bright are the stars that shine, dark in the sky. I know this love of mine. A will be 7, never die. E, and I love her. We're gonna go to an F sharp minor, C sharp minor, F sharp minor, C sharp minor. Now this is just a repeat of the verse here for the before the key change. A major, we're gonna go to the B7, and then I like to throw this E here. And if we do an E major, if you throw a E7 there, it acts as a moving chord or a lending tone. We're gonna go to a G minor. So what happens is we shift keys. If you could play a G major, you could then play a G minor. Same concept between those teeter-totters. If you could play a G, take off your first finger, second finger where the G is, put this over here and bring the pinky on here, and learn how to play your Gs in both ways and be able to flip them in real quick fashion by practicing your rhythms. Check out the other videos explaining that. Then you can most definitely go from a G major to a G minor like this, just by changing your 2 fingers. So the G minor is going to go from a G minor to a D minor. So the G minor has a first finger on the B flat, second finger on the D, and third finger on the my brain blanked. G. We're going to keep that high G open because it's within the chord, not like a G sharp where it's out. The G totally in. And then we're going to go to a D minor, which means we're going to take our finger, put it down right here. It's going to look like an F major, but we're going to throw down our second finger, our third finger there on the second fret on the D note for the C string. If you want, since you know that's a C sharp minor, this is a D minor. You can also play that chord. It's a little far up the fretboard, so I keep them down this way. When we have this, we're going to have G minor to D minor, G minor to D minor, G minor to D minor. The B flat major is going to be just like the A major or the B major, but it's right between the two. It's right here on the first fret. Feel me. C7. All you gotta do is throw it open and put that B flat in there to give it the 7th dominant tone, and then you're gonna wrap it right back up to F major. And then the verse blows your mind by being in the same key. G minor. Bright are the stars that shine, dark is the sky. I know this love of mine will never die. closing out this song, you can do that same riff that was in that key and just do it a half step down. Right? Because you're going to end on that G to F. And then Beatles kind of throw it like a cha-cha-cha in there, which is also a lot of fun. I hope you enjoyed this one as well. If you have any questions about what to do over that part of the instrumental, you could look at just a little bitty on how to do the circle fifths and the modes. Aloha.